Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Vicarious Gaming. We are going to be playing through level 2 of Doom Eternal today. I am Jen, and I'm here with my husband, Steven. This is actually our second episode on our channel, but if you don't really feel like watching episode 1, whatever the reason may be, not super plot-driven, neither the game nor us, so definitely feel free to just jump in wherever you feel like.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So level 2 is Exultia. This is a new environment for Doom. All the other games took place either on Mars, Earth, or Hell. This is an alien world that is kind of in the process of being consumed by demons. They were betrayed at one point by a cult within their society, and now everything's just kind of going to shit. We'll see if we can help out a little bit. We have our spirit dog to guide us around.
Is that unique to this level, or is the dog kind of throughout the whole game?
I think you come back to this planet. It's a different city, but you come back to this planet at some point, and I think you see him again. There's an enemy that has a spirit dog. As I said, these people were betrayed by a cult within their own society, and so there are, oh boy, there are bad doggos that you have to fight sometimes. Is that all? Okay. And we're gonna get a new enemy here too, the Hell Knight. He's about to come out this door. Hell Knight is a very aggressive, kind of bruiser style demon. He's there to put pressure on you. He just runs after you and tries to punch you. So right now, he can kind of run me down pretty easily, but in a little bit here in this level, we're going to get a dash upgrade, which really helps kind of kite those guys around. There's a lot of trying to add just one more thing to what you're doing in each level over the course of this game. Speaking of one more thing, this is a blood punch. So you might have noticed earlier, if I did any melee attacks, they didn't really do anything. They do like literally 1 point of damage. So the game gives you a reward for doing glory kills in this blood punch that causes a little explosion. Unfortunately, blood punch is a little bugged, honestly. To the credit of the game director, Hugo Martin, they are very upfront that it's not working the way they want it to. That they're trying to fix it, and hopefully it'll get better. But I have a lot of respect for them just having the balls to say, yeah, it's not what we want. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one that you've talked to me about. It really breaks up the power fantasy because you are going in for this big in the air punch, and then you just get this like wet noise that doesn't really land like the other good satisfying noises in the game do.
Yeah, and another issue with that not working is, for the most part, you don't want to be in melee range of a demon. And obviously, for a punch, you got to get in melee range. So the worst thing that could happen is if you charge up to this big old demon, and you think that you're about to kill him, and then nothing happens, and all of a sudden he's punching you in the face. Our new little toy, little Arachnotron. We'll tour the Fortress of Doom in its own kind of standalone episode, where the Doom guy has his man cave with his toys and his gaming PC. Is he dead? Oh, okay. Did a little more damage than I thought it would.
I noticed that before the music kicked in for the Hell Knight, and by the time it kicked in, you had already killed him.
That's one reason I like to. So the upgrade that I got from that little white pedestal earlier is called a rune. The rune that I took is called Dazed and Confused, which basically just increases the time that demons remain in this kind of flashing, staggered state that you can glory kill them. And that fight right there on that bridge, that's why I wanted that, because I couldn't get to him to glory kill him fast. And if I didn't have Dazed and Confused, he would have broken out of that stagger state and started trying to munch on me. A little low health. Alright.
Forgot what we do for health. Is that glory kills?
Glory kills for health. The Flame Belch, which I picked up off screen, is for getting armor. Armor and health, there's not really any difference as far as how they behave. They're just two separate health pools, but it supports the developers' philosophy of giving you options. They want you to be aggressive in order to get health back, but you can be aggressive with glory kills, or you can be aggressive with your Flame Belch. And we're about to pick up our dash move here, which will really kind of speed up the pace of the gameplay a lot. I think there's a lore thing somewhere around here. Yeah, there it is. So as I think I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna try to get most of the secrets, but if it's something that's just gonna take too long on screen, we might just pass it up. So this is our dash. You can dash any direction, horizontally, that is. You can do mid-air dashes. It really gives you a lot of control just in instantaneous movement, I guess. It really makes it so like those Hell Knights that charge at you, you can dodge them at the last second, you know, kind of like you dodge a punch and then you punch back, you know? A little bit of a story bit for you. This is the former ruler of the Sentinel people who lived on this planet. And he was kind of betrayed, but he's still sort of loyal to the people as a whole, which is unfortunate because they're kind of doing bad stuff now. I'm not sure if we mentioned this in the previous episode, but they really did a good job of the way that the Slayer moves is, it's like a predator.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Just the menace behind how he ambulates. And fun fact, this is the only character to date that Doomguy shows literally any respect for. Everyone else is, well, I guess we might see the Betrayer. He shows a tiny bit of respect for the Betrayer too.
It is written. It is their time to give penance. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath.
That's okay, we can kill them too.
You are but one. They are no longer your people to save.
I do it anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of like kind of the implication that like Doomguy understands something about the demons that other characters don't. I've always kind of liked the headcanon of he may or may not understand more, but he just kind of is how he is and he will not change. See, now that Hell Knight's charging at me without the dash, that's a problem. But with the dash, I can get away from him, create some distance, turn around, and take my time aiming at him. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. I think I covered it in the first level, but I try and ration out my chainsaw ammo for these first few levels. Oh wow, that hurt. I try and ration out my chainsaw ammo a lot, mostly to deal with arachnotrons. So I'm gonna pay for that in a little bit here. We'll see. We'll do it live. It's fine.
We'll do it live.
was a weird death animation for him, but
He looked at least to me, it looked like he just ran into the wall, like through the
yeah,
wall, and it was just
yeah.
like, bye.
They do like a stumble kind of thing when they die sometimes, and they also despawn very quickly to reduce load on your computer. So I think he stumbled into the wall as he was dying and then despawned before I could get there to look at him. All right, I'm gonna make a little bit of use of dazed and confused here. Makes it much easier to pop both of these guys. If he'll get out, there we go. Much easier to pop both of those guys in the mouth with a grenade, and then just glory kill them. Oh yeah, I should cover that. That was our first secret encounter. So we're getting all these kind of various upgrade currencies, right? We got weapon points, we got sentinel batteries, we picked up a crystal off screen. A lot of these are optional, you know. You can explore and find those secret encounters, and if you're feeling froggy, you can try and complete those secret encounters. It's a risk-reward thing because most of them are a little difficult. Plasma rifle is a great weapon for clearing out small fodder demons like the soldiers and the imps that we've seen so far. Oh yeah, and then we've got our Revenant coming in. We might have mentioned this before, but the developers in this game are not trying to trick you with the enemies. They tell you, like, okay, the Revenant's got his weak point on those shoulder pads. If you shoot those, it'll disable the rockets. They want you to know how to do everything. It just, your execution is what needs to improve in order to get better at the game. Okay.
So can you talk through a little bit about your strategy for this particular fight?
For this fight, it's not too bad. The heavies, the classes of demons are fodder, heavy, and super heavy. The heavies, that is the Hell Knights and the Revenants and Caco demons, for this particular fight tend to only come one at a time. So normally I just see a heavy and kill them as fast as I can.
Fair enough.
Once you get into later fights, they did a pretty good job of, it's not just like, okay, well, now there's 3 big guys instead of 2. They all kind of work together. So like you'll have melee demons that pressure you paired with long-range demons who are trying to shoot you from a distance, and you gotta make a decision with how to deal with those. We'll talk about that more as we get into individual fights. We also just picked up another collectible, our little vinyl record. There are vinyls from older Doom games and also from just older id games. Commander Keen and Wolfenstein are the 2 that come to mind. I think there might be one more. Might be misremembering that though. Oh, forgot about that one. So normally you can see those tentacle guys coming up, but the sludge hides them. So you gotta be extra careful when you're in purple sludge for those tentacles.
I don't think we've encountered purple sludge yet.
Yeah, the purple sludge is it's new to this game, and it's just kind of, it slows you down, as you could see when I was walking very slowly through it. And you also, I'll just demonstrate real quick. You also can't dash, which it's introducing it here in a limited scope, but later in the game it will be scattered through combat arenas. And if you fall into a patch of purple sludge in the middle of a big fight, you're gonna have an issue with that. So it's teaching you to respect this thing before they really show you what it can do. These mechs are pretty cool. I always liked them. The design on them is fun. Hugo Martin used to the game director, used to work on Pacific Rim. So he's a guy who just loves a big monster and a big robot to fight it. There was a lot of buzz that there might have been a level in this game where you get to pilot a big mech suit, but no one. Well, I don't know. Someone knows, obviously, but I don't know if that's something that was cut that they just didn't have time for. There were quite a few things that were cut during development, or if it's something that they were teasing for another game. Maybe a DLC. We still got a DLC 2 coming out soon. So this
what were the green circles, the like satanic?
Oh yeah, so those were to open the door. Again, a lot of this game is not concerned about like, oh well, that's not realistic. During development for Doom 2016, they were trying to figure out what's the most intelligent way that they can route a player around the world. Because that's something that's a very subtle part of game design. You know, how do you say, hey, I want you to go this way without just sending the player a text box that says go this way, please. So while they were developing Doom 2016, they had these placeholder green lights where they were like, we'll put green lights along the game path and we'll fix it in post, you know? And as time went on and the game got kind of more and more crazy and out of the box, they were like, why not? Why not just leave them in? And they're still here. It's a
You said 2016. Did you mean Eternal?
No,
or does 2016 have the green lights in it too?
2016 has the green lights too. Yep. So
that's the choice they really committed to. They made the decision in 2016 and then kept it, which they didn't keep a ton in between these two games.
Yeah, they kept basically the style of upgrading weapons. They iterated on a lot of things. Doom 2016 had very fast movement, but it didn't have this dash that I have now. Which that is something, fun fact, if you play Doom 2016 and you're like, oh man, this was an awesome game, and then you get in and you play Eternal, it's so hard to go back to playing 2016 after playing Eternal. It's the difference between having like a BMW or having a Ferrari, but it's still like one of these is significantly improved on the other, you know? Sorry, a little bit of a weird situation there.
That's good. What were you trying to say earlier? I feel like I kept interrupting you.
Remind me what I was...
I don't know.
Okay.
I kept interrupting you. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't remember it. We'll come back to it.
Must not have been terribly important.
Yeah, we'll come back to it if it's important. Where's that gargoyle? There he is. A good way to use the flame belch effectively is to just anytime you glory kill, just try and flame belch. There are some people who are very adamant that the best way to use the flame belch is to get these giant groups of demons with it, which is good. That's just not the way that I prefer to do it. Oh, that's not good. Okay, it's fine. There's a lot more jumping puzzles in this second level too, and that kind of continues throughout the game. As you can see, I'm getting a mid-air dash refill. Normally your dash can only recharge when you're on the ground. So they added in these little refill capsules to make platforming across bigger sections of the map possible.
And I can't remember, you all have to forgive us because we have recorded this episode a few times at this point, trying to make sure that our content is as high quality as we can make it. But what that means is we don't remember what we said in which recording session, so we might repeat some stuff, we might forget some stuff, but it'll get better over time as we're improving at doing these recordings.
Yeah, it's also going to get less easier to re-record a level, so
That is true.
So we're going to be more likely to just kind of leave it in.
We'll do it live.
Uh-huh. Ah, those mechs are cool. I like their little blades with the holographic runes on them a lot. They're very, very cool looking.
I don't remember what I was leading into with, because it might have been like the Arachnotron when you knock off its turret, how they behave differently.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, all right, close enough.
Yeah.
I filled the silence with my voice. That's close enough.
Okay. There you are. So that's kind of getting 3 guys like that is, so some people swear by that. In my opinion, I guess it's a little bit of a FOMO. This game plays a lot like RPGs. It's not just, oh, I aim and left click. You have all these different abilities that you're juggling the cooldowns for, not dissimilar to something like World of Warcraft. I don't remember where I was going with that.
It's fine. I thought of a place to go with that. I was noticing the similar to RPGs in the just amount of customization that you have, like the Sentinel crystal or whatever, and the weapon modifications that you get. It seems like there's a bunch of different ways to accomplish nearly the same thing, but it just gives you such a wide range of customization.
Yeah, and with the weapon mods too, that's another big one. Different people use different mods in different situations. Right now I'm kind of pigeonholed because I only have so many guns and so many upgrades. But you'll see as time goes on, I lean on a few things pretty exclusively. I'm going to try and vary my playstyle a bit so that we can use all the different mods. I've been using full auto shotgun more than I normally would. But yeah, different people will say, some people, a very small group of people really love the full auto shotgun. And they make it work because that's what they like. But you can work around a lot of different things with all the tools that are given to you. There's a little secret Sentinel crystal upgrade over here with a sneaky tentacle.
Oh, sneaky.
And yeah, let's upgrade that. So whenever you get both sides of any of these things, that's when you unlock the ability. So now my flame belch is on a shorter cooldown.
Oh, cool.
And then eventually I get a rune that does that as well. And this is another kind of like teaching moment. Like, they could have told you like, oh yeah, those platforms will fall away, but they showed you, and not only that, they showed you in a way that was kind of funny, you know?
Mhm.
I prefer to take this guy out from a distance, but it doesn't really matter. So we are going to try, so in addition to the combat challenges, there are challenges called Slayer Gates. We're going to give that one a shot. Slayer Gates are, at least in the initial campaign, they are the kind of the penultimate challenge. So we will give that a shot and see if I can talk and do that at the same time.
If not, I will talk.
Mm-hmm. Yay, co-hosts.
Yeah.
If I can jump right, that would be great too. Okay, so the Slayer Gates, you have to search around for this little key right here, which, to be fair, they do always tell you where these things are on the map. You can see I'm standing on a little key icon, and the purple thing next to me is where the actual encounter itself is. Mm-hmm. It encourages exploration in a Metroidvania kind of way, but it's not like, oh, well, you didn't notice that this wall, which has no markings on it to indicate that it's special, could be blown up or whatever. There's always something kind of a hint in that direction.
Yeah, I'll have hard times finding secrets in a lot of games. Like Shovel Knight, I think, is one that I'm picturing. We were watching a playthrough and they said that there were like skulls on the wall, but I never saw those. I could not figure out what they were looking at on the wall to find those secrets. But anyway, what I was saying is that in this particular game, I do not have trouble seeing where you're supposed to go because it's bright and green and it's just very helpful.
Yeah, part of it for Shovel Knight in particular is it's learning the language of the game. You know, for Doom, it's they kind of have these cracks that are in the walls. So you know that if you see this particular crack, then it's like, okay, that's a secret. For Shovel Knight, you know, it's the skulls in the walls. But yeah, there's a lot of care that goes into stuff like that and making it consistent. Consistency is one of the biggest things that can make or break your game, in my opinion. The moment where you have a player say, "Oh, hey, I think I can do this thing," and they can't, that can be a problem. Obviously, that's going to happen sometimes for every game. You can't completely get away from that. But the more it happens, the bigger of an issue it becomes. Breath of the Wild is a good example of that. Breath of the Wild is what's called a systemic game, where it's specifically developed with stuff like that in mind. Things that are on fire, things that are wooden, you can set on fire, because that makes sense. You know, I'm not doing good here.
What you would expect, like if you expect that you're going to be able to climb something because it looks climbable, then you can probably climb it, and those sorts of things.
Yep. Yeah, that's I think we might have covered this a little bit in the first episode. There are a very, very, very small amount of terrain pieces in this game that, for whatever reason, it has difficulty climbing them. That doesn't happen very much, but when it does, it totally breaks up your gameplay. And like I said, you know, a game like this is ridiculously complicated, and you can't completely get rid of something like that. Thank God that guy's dead. You can't completely get rid of inconsistencies like that. There's just too much going on in a game like this. But you can, you know, through extensive testing, id is very involved with their community, and they're very open to people saying like, hey, this is something I tested on my own game and I was able to replicate it, and here's why. And they'll go in and say, okay, well, we're going to try and fix that now. Blood Punch, like I talked about earlier, great example of that. I missed that guy. So about done here. I think I'm just cleaning up the stragglers somewhere. Oh, is that him? There it is. Okay.
I'm gonna keep asking this because I'm just interested in what it took to prepare for your Ultra Nightmare run. But did you have like a particular strategy, or did you even do Slayer Gates for the Ultra Nightmare run?
No, I bitched out and didn't do Slayer Gates on the Ultra Nightmare run.
That's fair. It's totally fair. That I realized that halfway through my question that it wasn't necessary. So I mean, why would you?
There's some people who are kind of elitist about it, who are like, oh well, if you don't do the Slayer Gates, it's not a real Ultra Nightmare run.
Yeah.
I don't care. Oh, there it is. But for not just for the Slayer Gates, but for I had planned out which ones I would do, which secret combat encounters I would do, because I knew. So the next level is Cultist Base, and I knew by Cultist Base you get the Super Shotgun, and I wanted the Super Shotgun to be fully upgraded the moment I got it because it's such a powerful weapon.
I told you all to leave me here.
The Betrayer. So the Betrayer is a guy from the Slayer's past. basically, his son died while they were fighting demons, and he was so distraught about the loss of his son that he went to the demons to make a deal to bring him back. But because they're demons, they decided to turn his son also into a demon called the Icon of Sin.
Now you seek to defy the Maker herself.
So he just kind of lives here in hell now, and I like to imagine that every now and again an imp or something comes through the front door and just gets absolutely obliterated.
Hear me, Slayer. When his heart is laid to rest,
And now he's asking us to kill his son if we see him.
and so will mine.
He's got his cool mech too. So cool. So cool. So Josie.
Steven also enjoys big giant robots and big giant monsters.
They're pretty good. Pacific Rim was my favorite movie for a long time, just because it's good dumb fun. You just sit down and you're like, so cool, so dumb.
The extraction point is
What's your
below
favorite
25.
movie now?
I will mark its
Good
location on your
question.
map.
I would have to actually think about that when I'm not trying to play the game.
That's fair. I don't know that I have a favorite movie off the top of my head either.
Yeah, I don't know that I do either, really. I don't really have any movie that I'm just like, that's like a comfort food kind of thing for me, you know?
Oh, Lord of the Rings, maybe?
Yeah, I definitely have seen that movie more than most other movies.
More than strictly necessary.
Good movie. Alright, so I'm gonna actually use the upgrade this time. I'm pretty bad at not taking power-ups. That little purple circle is a quad damage power-up. And I tend to do that thing that people do in video games where they're like, what if I need it for a different guy? And then I've beaten the game and not used it. There's a Hell Knight around here somewhere. There he is. He's trying to be sneaky. Okay, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, no, that seemed like that actually went really smooth.
Yeah, I like to try and do it in such a way, so when that Arachnotron comes out, that I can kill him with it. Arachnotrons are probably, for me, they're some of the hardest enemies in these early levels. So usually I try and spend most of my resources killing them. But that's okay, no big deal. Oh boy, I am stuck. Oh no. Oh jeez. So what happened there was I got stuck while chainsawing that guy. I got surrounded by a bunch of other enemies because I shouldn't have jumped into the middle of however many guys that was and chainsawed. The game will not let you take damage while you're doing a chainsaw or four-way kill, but it will give the demons time to close the distance to you, and that is as deadly as, if not more deadly, than just letting them shoot you. And that's the end of Exultia. We
As
are.
you jump headfirst into lava.
Yeah.
That's the end, we're done.
I will just yeet myself off into the lava. So the next episode will probably cover a tour of the Fortress of Doom, which is the hub world for this game, and then we will continue on to Cultist Base.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, definitely let us know via whatever method. I trust that you know how to use YouTube, so I will not tell you what to do. But thank you very much again, and goodbye.
Goodbye.